Welcome back. Elder Advisors, don't go broke in a nursing home. 571-5263. Opening up the phone lines, of course, if you can't get in, or even if you can, you might want to attend this workshop tonight. Go to freeworkshop.com. We go to Rich now, who joins us. Rich, welcome in. And you have a question for my experts.
Yes. I'm setting up the Medicaid account, and I've received two forms of income: Social Security, disability, and my pension. I have the ability to split my pension to where my ex-wife can receive 50%. Will I get any pushback from Medicaid by initiating that?
Is your ex-wife in a nursing home now?
No, I am.
Okay, you're in the nursing home. Okay, for me to more detail answer that, I would have to do old school. I'd have to sit down and look at what the numbers are for what, what is going for the at-home spouse, the institutional spouse, because there's a lot of variables there on what their healthcare supplement is, their prescription bill. I mean, there's a lot to that for me to be able to answer that. So that's kind of a detailed in the weeds question that I can't answer on the phone. Because,
without talking to them.
Yeah, without seeing everything in front of me.
Well, and that's one of the benefits of coming out to the workshops, is because what we'll do is get together in a week or so,
right,
and we'll sit down for free consultations with these folks, because we really do. Everybody has their own individual story, and we need to hear their individual facts.
Right.
What's their truth? What are they going through? So that we can sit down and, from a financial standpoint, and then also from a legal standpoint, be able to give them advice on what's best for them.
And the gentleman, was it Rick that just called?
Rich.
Rich. Rich is a textbook example. When they come to the workshop tonight at the Hilton Garden Inn or tomorrow at the Hampton Inn, is we make ourselves available for what we call a schedule day, where they pick the time. We pretty much know the day, but we give them a time frame to pick that hour to take advantage of the free legal of Mr. Langdon sitting down there with them and us as well. And Rich's question would be answered at that type of a meeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very detailed, but at the workshop tonight, we want people to ask generic questions, but when we get into, specificity from the previous segment, that's the benefit of coming in. And I recognize Rich may be a little restricted on his ability to get around, but that's the benefit of coming in for that free schedule consultation, because then we can get into those details. Then we find out about the other issues of family.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind too is I know you do, I know I do, make a lot of house calls.
Yeah. Is a phone consultation proper? Is that okay? Because you mentioned Rich may have a hard time getting around there, and that may be the case.
Yeah.
Can he call you?
He can call the office. You can go to 855-LARRY-55, Rich, and call the office, or anybody in Kentucky, and for that matter, 855-LARRY-55, and definitely schedule a consultation for either Denise and I to give them a call and at least kind of triage what your situation is on the phone. Right. So we'll definitely give you the time of day to talk to you about that. Yeah,
I mean, there's some matters that are very personal, like
sure.
you said, until you see all the numbers,
right.
You don't know. Let's grab another call and talk to Debbie, who was nice enough to call. Debbie, welcome in. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Hi. I live in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and I watch this every time I get a chance to, and wonder, I would love to come to a meeting, but I can't get to Louisville.
Oh, so maybe in the future a trip to E-Town, or should she schedule a one-on-one?
Well, two things. For the immediate future, Debbie, I would invite you to call the office, as we were just suggesting, 855-LARRY-55, and talk to the office, and we'll definitely be able to give you a call. And then from there, sometimes we may make a road trip to E-Town, or may invite you up here. So that's probably the best I can do for you right now. But we do have people in the outer communities. I know a lot of Bardstown, New Haven, E-Town, that, John Ramsey, your influence is far and wide in Kentuckiana, as evidenced by the phone call. Was it Debbie in E-Town?
Yes.
Debbie in E-Town.
We've done it before.
Yeah, it's not far-fetched for you guys. So you go on the road a lot. You go on the road a lot because
Indiana, Kentucky, we're coming.
And I would think there's probably specific times, and probably not so good of times, when people are going through a lot and they're trying to juggle a lot of things. You're like, look, I'll come to you. If that helps, I'll come to you, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And we hear a lot about Medicaid, Medicare, and I know Denise Manicky-Ice is a big part of your team.
Little love for Denise, big love for John. Go ahead.
So for those who aren't familiar with her, we know about your expertise in elder law. Her story's interesting because she was accustomed to being on the other side, and now she's on the good side.
Well, I want to be clear on live television. Denise Manicky and I are not a couple. That's an inside joke. How we met, however, was a life insurance policy brought us together.
There she is.
Yes. She was working with an agency that was helping families that were indigent still qualify for Medicaid, because there's all kinds of paperwork and pitfalls. And this family had a small life insurance policy, and it had like $6,000 of death benefit, but $4,000 of cash value. Well, that's twice what someone can have and qualify for benefits. In Kentuckiana, go dig up this is free financial information. Go dig up the old insurance policies, because they have more than $2,000 cash value, could be at risk if our loved one goes to a nursing home. And that's what Denise found with this family. And the son or the nephew, whoever's trying to help this lady, said, look, call this guy Larry Weiss. He got my mom on Medicaid 6 months ago, because it was like his aunt or someone. So this lady, Denise Manick, who I'd never met, reached out. It took heaven and earth. Surprise, surprise. The insurance company didn't want to honor the power of attorney.
There's a shock.
So we finally got that done. So the funeral policy was actually assigned correctly to an insurance policy, so it became irrevocable in a funeral trust, so that it became non-countable, so the lady did end up getting Medicaid. But that's the long story. But people forget about life insurance, because it is an asset if it has more than $2,000 of cash value.
See, that's what's interesting. See, all of these things are foreign to me, but that's things you better be familiar
Yeah.
with as you move forward if you want to protect your assets.
Right. And Mama said, well, no, that's to bury me. But not if you get involved in a nursing home, because they count as an asset, and you won't qualify for benefits, Kentuckiana.
There you go. So there's different strategies,
All
and they're
kinds.
all legal.
And financially sound.
And financially
Because
sound.
look at him when you
Say
say legal, because he's the legal eagle. He's the superstar elder law attorney.
Keynote.
Keynote. Isn't elder law superstar attorney enough of a moniker?
No, it's
now you need
not.
Keynote?
Yeah, I do.
The ego and hubris. Carolyn, do something with this son of yours.
So as
I'm
you
just
can
bald and
tell,
humble.
as you can tell, these workshops, by the way, freeworkshop.com, are entertaining as well.
It's
but
infotainment, Kentuckiana. Infotainment.
But they are also informative. You're going to get the information that you need if mom or dad are transitioning. You mentioned everyone's in a different spot in their lives. Maybe mom or dad, it's like you're looking down the road and you just want peace of mind.
Right.
Perhaps you're in crisis mode, as you've
Yeah.
talked about, but you're probably somewhere in the mix, right?
Yeah.
That article in the paper that we were
Yeah.
talking about
over
today.
the Sunday in the Courier Journal with the lady who was getting an eviction notice, had the eviction notice on her door. Very unfortunate situation. I can't help but think that Denise could have helped at least mitigate that issue.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
because Denise is an advocate for family. She has all the business office numbers of all the people in the staff. I can't help but think that that could have been a bit of a softer landing than what
Oh,
it ended up being.
absolutely, absolutely. Just the relationships. Nobody knows who to turn to. You know, this is what they do. This is what I do. Most folks don't know who to turn to when you start thinking about facilities. Having Denise there, who has a personal relationship with all the business office managers here in town, it's invaluable.
So if you've heard the horror stories, the news is actually good
It's
if
good
you know
news,
the rules.
Kentuckiana.
If you have the right people on your team.
It's good news.
All right,
it
so
really is.
again, freeworkshop.com.
.com.
When we come back, we'll put the information about tonight's workshop and tomorrow's workshop on the screen. So hang with us. Wave 3 listens live, the Marvelous Monday edition.
Marvelous Monday.
I like
You like
that.
that?
I like that.
Thank
That was
you.
good.
Kind of like Keynote.
Yeah.